trying to fuck at some blood niggas. And I'm swerving in the streets. Got you nervous that I'm really murking murder on the beat. I'm really working and you finish. Never got your bitch working, twerking in the sheets. Get the fuck.
Yo, what's up guys, this is OP Mamba. So in this video we're gonna be doing top 10 defenders non-EX. So obviously I did attackers non-EX, runner non-EX, so make sure to go check them out. And for today we're gonna be doing defenders. So for this one, just be ready for some hot takes, right? For that number 2 and number 1 spot, I had to think for a little bit. And remember, this is not tier list, but I guess like rankings is opinion based too. So if you don't agree, it's okay. So just putting it out there, because you know people think everyone's opinion is the same. So you know, just had to say that before we get started. All right, so without wasting any time, let's go with number 10. I don't know if he has this right here. So I will say he is kind of underrated, but you know, he's still okay. Let me just get into it. Number 10, I have Mihawk. Now some people may be surprised saying Mihawk, what, you crazy? Mihawk? Yes, so Mihawk, as you know, we are in a blue meta, heavy blue, right? Rayleigh, Luffy, Dolphy. The main thing with Mihawk is his skill 1, this slash skill just takes off Dolphy's shield like it's nothing, like just cutting through butter. Like it takes nothing. Just throw out the skill and Dolphy's shield takes it down. And this knockback skill is still great, gives him heal. The only thing I would say is that he kind of feels slow, but I mean defenders, you know, but it's just me, but he kind of feels slow. But like he's still very good on like defending flags. You know, he has this skill that is very long range. This one is also long range knockbacks also, so that's good. Recover, he has HP recovery. Yeah, what is this? Oh, and after the buff, on this skill, like when you're holding this out, you cannot get, I don't think you can get knocked down. I'm not sure on that, but I know you can't get like status element, like incinerate. Like when a Kainu, when you have the skill 1 up, right, and you're holding it, because you know you want to be, it's a hold skill, so when you're holding it, Kainu attacking you, you do not get incinerated. So that's really good. That helps against a Kainu's. His main problem is obviously a Kainu's and you know some of the reds, but as I said, we are in the heavy blue meta, so he does really good. He is really underrated, I will say that. And obviously if you have Zoan, you can run that. He also does good against Roger. And doesn't he have a trait against attacker? Yes, he does. Okay, when in the area around your character, reduce damage received by 30% and increase damage to attackers by 20%. So obviously, as we know, right now the meta is being run by attackers, Luffy, Akainu, Roger. So that's really good because you're going to be doing extra damage to them. So yeah, and even Dolphy is there. So he has HP recovery, damage reduction, more attack increase to attackers. So he has a lot of, you know, good stuff. He can definitely go to treasure, but the thing, like I said, is it kind of feels slow, even though he's a defender. But yeah, Mihawk at number 10. Alright, for my number 9 spot, I have Oni Luffy. So Oni Luffy, as we all know, he has fallen down from before, right? Before he used to be the green, well, he right now also is the best green defender we have, but he has fallen down because the release of EX Luffy, Yamato, and Kaido, because he heals them percent damage, and skill 2, aka his main skill, is the skill 2, which is percent damage. So when you use this, you're healing Luffy, Yamato, and Kaido. So that's one of the most, I think, right, that's one of the, well, Akainu also, Akainu kind of shits on him, but if you get a perfect dodge and when Akainu pops his skill 2 and you pop this, you can kind of like somewhat like fight a Kainu, but you really can't. Like, a Kainu just fucks his shit up. Also, with Incinerate also. But yeah, skill 2% damage kind of heals up most of the meta characters right now. But the thing with Oni Luffy is he's still the best green defender we have in the whole game. But when you stack up his defense, he actually is surprisingly still tanky. And remember, like I said, the meta right now is heavily blue, and he's green, so obviously color advantage. So he's still, you know, not like bad, but he's not crazy good too. But still the best green defender out here. I still can't believe it. So probably next EX is gonna be green defender. That EX is probably gonna be crazy broken. So we're not ready for that. Skill 1 is also still great against Roger, of course, and I mean, it's great against every single attacker because it gives them an attack debuff, so you know that's good. But like I said, you need to like stack up his defense for him to be somewhat tanky. But against a Kainu, you need to watch out. Okay, so let's read some of his traits. When attacking an enemy with skill 1, remove enemies attack increase cooldown time of enemy skill, so that's really good. Set period stagger effect, that's good also. When in the area around your captured treasure, reduce damage received by 30% and reduce damage received from attackers by 20%. That's also good because remember, I said the meta is being run by attackers right now, so that's really good. When attacking an enemy, 100% chance to increase defense by 3%. So right there, increase up to 50, but resets once KO'd. Like I said, you need to stack up his defense for him to be tanky in this meta. But yeah, when you knock back and you recover HP by 20%, so that's skill 2 because this does a knockback, and this one also has a knockback. So he has HP recovery also. But overall, he's not like bad, but it's not like crazy good like before. But still, he's still usable. Alright, so in my number 8 spot, I have Queen. Now this one might be surprising for a lot of people, but I feel like Queen is hella underrated. I like Queen because number 1, his dance shit is really like funny, and he looks like a freaking huge meatball, but that's beside the point, right? The thing with Queen is that this skill 1 is so clutch, like it's actually crazy. Say like you're in the last second, look at the dance, go crazy. Well, back to the skill 1. The skill 1 is basically like invincible. Like when you use a skill, like say it's like the last second, right? Last second, and no one is near you, and like 3 people are trying to triple team you on a flag. You pop this skill 1. He goes into his little dinosaur zone state, and he just like does a headbutt, and you cannot get hit. So like you're kind of like stalling. This skill is basically to stall, so like it can be used in a clutch situation very nicely. And this skill 2 is I would have preferred a Queen with like an attack skill or something, but it's not bad because it recovers HP and it gives him like status notification, so that's great. No Incinerate, no Candyman, all that. But his main problem is I think EX Luffy. But Queen is hella underrated. That's why we don't see him in league like that. But also good support. Also, you know, has zone tag and all that, new role. But yeah, Queen I feel like is definitely underrated. Let's read some of his traits because I don't ever look at traits. When not moving, inflicts self with steady recovery. So that's like recover H, so he gets HP, right? When the treasure gauge is recovered to 100%, reduce the cooldown on skill 1 by 50%, so that's really good. When dealing damage on the 3rd hit of a normal attack combo knockback enemies, okay, obviously we like knockbackers on defenders. When in the area around your capture treasure, reduce damage received by 30%, boost the cooldown reduction of speed 2 by 50%. So he has cooldown reduction on both of the skills. I did not know that. So remember, skill 2 fights helps against a Kainu and any other status effect characters. Let's see the other one. Okay, damage reduction. Obviously, when you are in your team's treasure area and the treasure gauge is 80% or more, increase damage dealt by 20%, change knockback to down. That's really good for defenders also. But yeah, man, Queen I feel like he's heavily underrated. But the main problem for him is probably Luffy, because I've seen him kind of and tank Luffy too, but I don't think he does that good against Luffy. I'm not sure because, like I said, we don't see that many queens in League. So yeah, but Queen is in my number 8. Alright, my number 7 spot, I have Sengoku. So Sengoku, after the buff, this guy is a monster. This guy is a complete monster. Like, it's crazy. Alright, why I say that is, number 1, his normals got buffed, so you can do like 1, 2, 3, and he's literally like a runner. And you can go to mid with Oden. Like, it's actually insane. You can do 1, 2, 3, you can go to mid. And so skill 1, shockwave, goes into his Buddha form. It's like a huge attack. By the way, this also takes up a Kainu, and it does, I was actually surprised. He does like shit ton of damage with this skill also. That's really good. Yeah, it's a mid-range multiple hit, so against a Kainu, obviously, chance to inflict stun. Okay, it's a holding button, of course. I mean, holding button, wow. Holding skill, it has a knockback also. And he has, so Sengoku I feel like is basically prime Garp of this meta. So he has heals on knockback also. I'm pretty sure he does. Let me peep. Okay, when your team has less treasure, speed boosted, blah blah blah. Using skill 2 creates a trait area. Okay, that's, yeah. When your ally enters a trait area, recover HP by 25%, so that's also good. On skill 2, I love the skill also. It's like a meteor. He just does just random timing, meteors fall down, and he also gains HP recovery, so that's really good. When dealing damage on 3rd hit of normal attack, knock enemies back, so I know he has heals on that. When in the area around your captured treasure, reduce damage by 30%, boost the cooldown reduction skill 2, so he's heavily focused on skill 2 because that is the skill where he gets HP recovery. So yeah, that's really good. Is it this one? When you knock by an enemy, recover HP by 15% and reduce the cooldown time of skill 1. So yeah, right there, knockback enemy, recover HP. So yeah, that's really good. So basically Prime Garp 2.0, but he's blue. And against Roger you can run Zoan, and against Luffy you can run Grand Line. So he does really good. Like, actually you need to try him out if you have the max. Like, he's really good. Really a sleeper unit, honestly saying. He does really good, like I said 10 other times. But yeah, Sengoku in number 7 spot, actually give him a try, but he's actually crazy. And this skill does shit ton of damage, like no cap actually. But Sengoku at number 7. Alright, so for my number 6 spot, I have Judge. So some people might be surprised, Judge? What? Judge? Who even uses Judge? But the thing with Judge is he's actually very good. Many people don't have him. He's actually very underrated. The main thing with him is the skill. Dude, this skill does so much damage. Like, I do not understand, dude. Like, this shit actually, the Reiju skill does so much damage, and people like kind of forget, they forget like the Reiju skill is still there, and she still shoots out that little poison kiss thing, and it hits you, and she does shit ton of damage. So that's one of the skills, right? I like Judge, honestly. Like, I want him in my main. He's actually kind of, you know, fun. Okay, skill 2, it's a mid-range charge attack with a chance to inflict shock. A knockback effect is added when attacking close range. Damage increase when attacking an enemy with the trait nullify shock, nullify stagger for etc. So Judge can also, he's like Luffy, EX Luffy counter, and well, he cannot tank because, you know, in Bounce Man Luffy has a more defense or damage reduction, something like that, so nobody can counter that. But Judge is really good because you can get perfect dodge, boom, do this, and it has a knockback on Luffy, so Luffy not doing shit. And he's like a less toxic Onigashima kid because of this trait right here. Where's the trait? Let me find it. Okay, this one I think is, yeah, one hit with knockback by enemy, recover HP by 30% and attack boosted by 30% for 10 seconds. So he has a recover HP by 30% on knockback. That's like Onigashima kid. Every time you get knocked back, you get HP recovery. And he's blue, and we're in that blue heavy meta. Against Roger you can run Zoan, and obviously against Luffy you can run Grand Line, but it kind of depends on your support and stuff like that. But yeah, man, Judge is actually heavily underrated, and I don't think many people have him, to be honest. or they just don't like his character because, you know, he's not a good dad. But yeah, well, like I said, he can kind of Luffy, knock back Luffy, all that. Where's the trait? Oh, let me see. When you're in the team's treasure area, attacking an enemy with one hit, one of a normal attack, 10% chance to inflict shock. Okay, so that's also pretty good. He has shock. When you're in the enemy, no, in your team's treasure. So this is the same. Okay, the second, he has 15% chance to inflict shock. Dude, that's actually pretty annoying. What? When dealing damage on third hit of a normal attack combo, knock back enemies. Dude, that's crazy. So first, he has 10% chance to inflict shock. On the second, he has 15%. On the third, he knocks back. Like, dude, what? That's actually pretty busted. Okay, stagger effect, blah blah blah. Damage reduction. When attacking an enemy with cool skill 1, increase cooldown time of the enemy skill by 15%. Remove enemy attack increase. So Luffy attack increase, bye bye. So all that, and also skill cooldown increase by 15%. So yeah, overall George is a really good defender. He's heavily slept on. Like I said, I don't think many people have him, or they don't like him, so they don't use him. But honestly, bro, George is very good, and he's at number 6. Right, for my number 5 spot, I have Onigashima Kid. Onigashima Kid, some people might be like, what, are you on crack? Why is he over here? He's probably the best defender. But sad to say to you, but Onigashima Kid has fallen down. I'll say it right now, all the Onigashima units have fallen down. Alright, number 1, heavy blue meta. He's red. Blue meta kind of claps his cheeks. The only thing is, well, not the only thing, but heavy counters to him are EX Luffy. Dolphy also shreds him. Rayleigh kind of does also, but the thing with Rayleigh is when Rayleigh does a perfect dodge, he knocks back. So obviously when Kid gets knocked back, he has HP recovery. So that's the thing with Rayleigh, but you know, Rayleigh can kill you. So yeah, I know there's some other blue characters that can kill him too. Akainu also kind of fucks him up, but against Akainu, the skill 2 is really good, so you also have a very good chance. But Incinerate is also pretty annoying. But the thing with Kid is, like, this skill 2 is just too damn good, bro. And he's like an attacker, defender. You know, you can kind of push with him because his skill 2 just is so annoying still to this day. And the skill 1 also does a long range knockback, so really good against a lot of opponents. But just EX Luffy just claps his cheeks, bro. Dolphy also. So yeah, but overall Kid is still a very good defender. Actually surprising, right? Because Onigashima Luffy fell down a lot. Alright, so let's read some traits for Oni Luffy. When in the area around your captured treasure, increase normals attack damage by 20% and increase knockback distance by 100%. So imagine that with worst gen tag, you're just knocking them back all the way back. So, and of course his normal just chase the enemy. So that's really good and annoying. When in the area around your capture treasure, reduce damage by 30% and boost the cooldown reduction skill 2 by 50%, which is the most annoying skill. Okay, so we're right there. When attacking an enemy with skill 2, recover HP by 3%. So that skill 2, like I said, is just way too good. He gets HP recovery every time the skill 2 hits someone. So the skill 2 is like a bunch of, like, as the metal pieces, right? Just in a circle, it hits every time, so it's really annoying. So you get a lot of HP recovery from that and getting knocked back. When your HP is more than 70%, reduce damage by 50%, really good. When hit by knockback by an enemy, recover HP by 30% and attack boosted by 30. So yeah, when you knock him back, he becomes a menace. So honestly, Oni Kid is still very good, but he has fallen down a lot because I feel like there's way better defenders now that can do the same stuff, but you know, are good against like Luffy, Dolphy, stuff like that. But Onigashima Kid is still a very good defender, top 5 in my opinion. So yeah, man, Oni Kid is definitely a beast still. Alright, for my number 4 spot, I have Page 1. Now Page 1, I feel like is kind of underrated because we don't see him that much in League, but bro, This guy is so tanky for no reason. Like, I fought like 2 or 3 page 1, and this guy is fucking so tanky for no reason. It does not make sense, bro. Why is he so tanky? So skill 1 is just a mid-range area attack with a knockback effect. I think one of his skills you can like kind of stack up the attack. I think it's on his trait, so we'll look at that. But 29 seconds is not bad at all. Damage is 751. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Skill 2 goes into the zone form. It also has a tremor effect. So a mid-range area attack with a chance to inflict tremor. A long-range charge attack with knockback effect. So, and he does move back on his last hit. So that's really good. Okay, tremor. Okay, that's 35 seconds. Also pretty decent. Nullify stun, of course. For a set period of time after using skill 2, change down to a stagger effect. It reduce damage received by 70%, bro. 70% on that. Okay, so when using skill 2, create the trait area for 10 seconds. When you or an ally enters the trait area, recover HP by 25% and attack boosted by 30% for 10 seconds. Cannot stack. So that's the damage received. Well, damage reduction. So this is HP recovery and attack boosted when using skill 2 because he has a little trait stuff. When attacked by an enemy, 100% chance to increase attack of skill 1. So that's right there. That's where he stacks up. So skill 1 is where he stacks up when getting attacked by an enemy. So resist when skill 1 is used or character is KO'd. When your HP is more than 70%, reduce damage received by 50%. So that's already 2 damage reduction traits. When you're down, inflict self with nullify stagger for 10 seconds and reduce the cooldown time of skill 2 by 30%. That's really good. After receiving damage from an enemy which is more than 50% of your max HP, reduce damage received by 50%. Another damage reduction trait. And when in the area around your capture, try to reduce damage received by 30%. Another damage reduction trait. That's like what, 1, 2, 3, like 4 damage reduction. It does not make sense, bro. I'm telling you, he's so tanky. Like, this guy is just too much, and especially if you run him with Zoan. I'm pretty sure we can take Luffy too. He can take Luffy. He does good against Akainu. But the only thing that kind of is holding him back, I guess, is he doesn't have any nullify in like status effect. I don't see it anywhere. He doesn't have it on his skill 1. Does he have it in skill 2? Long range inflict tremor knockback. Reduced chance of getting pushed away from when attacked by enemies. Nullify stagger. Yeah, he does not have any nullifying status, so that's kind of that is where it kind of hurts him, I guess. But dude, he is just way too tanky, bro. I'm saying, bro, like, you need to fight a page 1 and you will see what I'm talking about. He's just too fucking tanky, bro. But page 1 is in number 4. Alright, from a number 3 spot, I have Whole Cake Island Nami. Now, Whole Cake Island Nami, she is so underrated. I can't believe it. I can't. Oh, look at the animation. If you know. But she's so underrated. You know, she's actually heavily slept on. Still, yeah, I can't believe it. So skill 1, her main thing is obviously like with the Zeus and stuff like that. So spawn Zeus who follows you has an area attack with chance to inflict shock. And this shock, let me tell you, this shock takes away Luffy's shield like so quickly, like it's not even funny, bro. Like, it's so annoying. And I think her normal tracks also like Usopp and Kid. So yeah. Okay, skill 1, 179. Okay, and there's like a little loop for her. I'm pretty sure like you can run around in circles and you like keep on hitting the opponent. But yeah. Okay, so skill 2, this also does a lot of damage. A mid-range area attack with a chance to inflict shock. Sets an attack with a chance to inflict shock for a set period of time. It will be removed after a certain period of time. So yeah, 725 is pretty good, bro. Long activation time 6 seconds. Okay, so this one also has a shock and, like I said, does good damage. So yup, she's pretty fucking underrated. Okay, when attacking an enemy, 5% chance to inflict shock for 3 seconds. Okay, that's good. But one thing about her is her normals are like kind of iffy, but it's not completely bad. Alright, when using skill 1, create a trait area for 10 seconds. When you or an ally enters a trait area, recover HP by 25%. So she has HP recovery on skill 1. So basically it's like kind of like saying Goku with skill 2, I guess. Okay, so winning the area around the captured treasure, reduce damage received by 30%, reduce damage received from attackers by 20. And remember, the meta that we're in right now is being run by attackers. Luffy, Roger, Akainu, Dofi, all of that. So she's really good against attackers. And you can run Zoan against Roger, Jack, all that. She will tank them. I will tell you that because I have seen it myself. When performing a normal attack, increase attack of skill 1 by 10% up to max 100%. So she has a little like the stack that General Frankie has, so she can like stack up her skills and stuff like that, both skills. When enemies are inflicted with shock, reduce the cooldown time of skill 2 by 10% and attack boosted by 30. So yeah, you can see why the Dofi shield gets taken down really quickly. When your HP is more than 50%, reduce damage received by 30. So obviously, she's really good against attackers. She is very annoying also with the shock. Roger, she can counter Roger. Akainu, obviously, she has nullify. Where's that trait right there? I've seen it right here. Skill 1, when you are ally in trait area, remove a flame and removes incinerate. So obviously, Akainu counter. So yeah. She's really good, like I said, against attackers, which is running the meta right now. So she's really good. I think she's still underrated, honestly. I don't see that many Namis in the league, only some. But yeah, man, Hokuto Nami in number 3. So in my number 2 spot, I have Diamond Jozu. Now this might be surprising for a lot of people, but I had to think really hard and long for number 1 and number 2. And remember, not tier list, but ranking and tier list are opinion based, so it's kind of like what I like to play in, like stuff like that, but you know what I mean. But Josie number 2 because obviously if he has a diamond state up, he can be number 1 easily. He can be number 1, but it's certain things that make him number 2 in my opinion, of course. Okay, so number 1, Brilliant Punk is a knockback, right? It has a long range charge attack with a knockback effect. Nullify stagger, of course. Damage is okay, knockback 20 seconds. So thing with Jozu is his cooldowns are really short, like it's really short. Especially if you stay in the treasure, yeah, you probably have to skill up most of the times. Right, skill 2 is the counter. See, now the thing with counter units are when people know a unit has a counter, especially if you're in higher leagues, they will bait you out. They will try to make you use the counter, right? So because they don't want to activate the counter. So the thing is, I've seen many times, like I played Jozu one time in stream and I got my shit flamed because nobody was hitting the counter. But it's like this, when you're playing a counter unit, it feels like no one hits you, right? When you have the counter out, but when you're playing against a counter unit, I feel like everyone just hits them. Like, dude, it does not make sense. But overall, I feel like he's number 2 just because of the counter. The counter is not bad, trust me, it's not, because it gives him the diamond state, which he has. In the diamond state, obviously he has nullify status effects, so no incinerate, no Candyman from Prospero, no burn, all that. So it's really good. It makes him tanky as shit, like, believe me. But the thing with is, like I said, it depends on like the player skill, I guess. Like how much can you make people hit the counter, activate the counter. Like that's what I'm trying to say basically. It kind of depends on the player, but his counter is not like it's not like Shank's counter where you have to like, it's hard, but it's not easy too, because once, like I said, when people know a character has a counter, it's really easy to bait it out. But without even a counter, like while not being in his diamond state, he has damage reduction. So I've seen people push with Jozu because they have Zoan, so they can kind of tank like Roger. But outside his treasure, obviously he's not going to be that good because he's a defender. He want to be on the treasure. But if you want to push, yeah, and if you need to push, he can, because he has he doesn't need a flag. He has I think is it 30 or 50 without a flag. Hold on, let's read his trait first. When attacked by enemy 4 times in 1 second, inflict self with diamond, short for 10 seconds. So that's not really that long, but that's like when Luffy does his little multi-hit, It puts you in a diamond state for a little bit, and you can do a counter and put you in a diamond state for a long time. So yeah, multi-hit, multi-hit right now is being run by a lot of meta characters like Luffy, Doffy, even Rayleigh, to counter Akainu obviously. So yeah, when your character is inflicted with diamond, reduce damage sleep by 50% and remove status effect and nullify status effect inflicted by enemy. Like I said, no incinerate, no Candyman, all that. When attacked by enemy while inflicted with diamond, 100% chance to resist status effect and change knockback to down. That's really good because you don't want to be getting knocked back. So trait 1, when your HP is more than 50%, reduce damage sleep by 30%. That's good. When attacking an enemy with skill 1, reduce the cooldown time of skill 2 by 30 and remove enemy's attack increase. So aka Roger, Luffy, even Akainu, and skill 2 reduction, really good, aka the diamond state. When in the area around your captured treasure, boost the cooldown reduction of skill 2 by 50% on your own treasure. When your character is inflicted with diamond state, increase skill 1 damage dealt by 30%. That's pretty good. But other thing with Joe's is like he doesn't have crazy increased damage. Like he does not do that much damage. So yeah. But like I said right here, like I think it's this one. I'm not sure which trait it is. I think it's this one. But he can he has like a damage reduction without needing a flag. So that's why you can kind of push up. But obviously Roger with Kamusari will slide your shit. So if you don't have a Zoan. But yeah, I've seen people do like crazy stuff with Jozu, like fight Rogers and stuff like that, but you need the diamond state. And like I said, it all depends on this player's skill. Like can you make people fall for your counter and hit? But I think it's like honestly Josie is number 2 for me, because I feel like when you're using a counter unit, people know what you're gonna do, and they never hit your like counter, but when you're playing against it, everyone hits it. So in my opinion, I will put Josie number 2, but for you guys, someone can have Josie number 1, and I will totally agree. But for me, I have Josie number 2. But yeah, let me know what you think about this one though, for sure. Alright, so number 1 spot, I have General Frankie, aka Frankie Tanky. Now this guy is ridiculously fucking strong, bro. This guy is still insane because he's actually so versatile. Like I'm not even kidding. So number 1, the best trait right here. Okay, let me stop making him running because he's just blocking my view. Okay, there we go. So now the best trait right here is reduce the effect time of status effect inflicted by enemies by 80%. So what that means is, say Perespero throws his little candy, right? Goo 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 skill. You get candified. He does not stay in candy form more than like 3 seconds max, 3 to 2. And he because of this trait, and he does not get incinerated like that because of this trait. So he has this everywhere. So it's like you're outside your treasure, right? And that kind of pulls up with his skill 2, or Perspira pulls up with his skill, and you get candified. You get candified max for 3 seconds. So 3 seconds he gets candified and he is back to the normal state. So it's really good against Akainu, Perspiro, like a lot of units, and we know Akainu is in every single match, and he also does good against Luffy. But obviously he's a defender, you want to be playing him in his own treasure. But if you need to push, he can push up because his skill, the general cannon, he does have the trait where like it stacks up, like he stacks up his skills and stuff with up to 100%. So this does damage, so he has killing, like he can actually KO opponents. With Jozu, like you can push up, but you won't like do damage. He can only tank type stuff. With Frankie, you can actually do damage and stuff. So I like that. I like that because why are you pushing up? Because you're trying to help the team get a flag. So if I could help kill a opponent, that would be great. Skill 2 is really good against Akainu also. When Akainu pops that skill 2, you perfect dodge into it and pop this skill, and Akainu will get fucked up because it has multi-hit area attack and also knockback and all that. 27 seconds, really good, Yeah, I love Frankie, bro, honestly, and I tried him with Zoan the other day, and he also tanks Roger too. So he tanks Roger, Luffy also. EX Luffy and his bounce man was doing like 200 to 300 damage max. Like, dude, like what? But yeah, number 2 and number 1 like can switch out. It just depends on your opinion. But for me, I'll say Frankie's number 1 because of this trait. It's just so goated. And when attacked by enemy, I'm just gonna look over his other traits and stuff. When attacked by an enemy, 100% chance to increase attack skill 1 by 10% up to max 100%. So right there. So it's skill 1 only. So that's the beam. So my bad. It was not the both skills. So only skill 1. When attacking an enemy with skill 1, 50% recovery HP. That's the other thing. You hit somebody with your beam, you get a lot of HP recovery back. Like Jozu has HP on his counter. Also, when the counter activates, he gets more. When the counter fails, he gets less. But with Frankie, you just need to hit the cannon, right? You just need to hit the cannon, and you get like a lot. He almost gets like almost full HP recovery back. It's actually crazy. And the beam is actually like super long range. So there's a very good chance you can like kill opponent and get the heal. And like I said, super long range. When in the area around the captured treasure, reduce damage received by 30% and reduce damage received from runners by 20%. That's the other thing. He has traits that help him fight against runners. So Yamato, Oden, Rayleigh, Sobamass, Marco, Golden Week. So there's a lot of he has a lot of use, So runner, he kind of puts a runner too. When your allies are not near the treasure area where you are at, resist stagger effect and change knockback to a down. This is kind of the thing I don't like, but since you're a defender, most of the times you are alone, so it really doesn't matter. But sometimes people just do not want to leave you alone, so it's annoying, but it's you can work around it. Alright, when your HP is more than 50%, reduce damage received, of course. When you are down, reduce the cooldown time of skill 1 by 15%. Now that's really good because obviously we're a defender, we're alone, so change down to down effect. So down effect, skill 1 reduction, skill 1 general cannon, HP recovery, stacked up, you're gonna kill a lot of people. So yeah, man, like Frankie overall, I just like Frankie because even with his normals, you can do like 1-2, 1-2. He moves so quick. Like you can go up to mid also, and yeah, man, if you run him with Zoan and Grand Line, he tanks Roger, Luffy, Oden also. But yeah, man, like overall I feel like Frankie is number 1 for me. But like I said, Jozu and Frankie, you can switch them out. It depends on your playstyle, your opinion, but in my opinion, I think Frankie is the best defender. Let me know what you think about this list, top 10 defender non-EX. So yeah, man, for the number 1, number 2 spot, I had to think really hard, really, for a long time. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go off base off what I like to play, and I have used both, and I have more success with Frankie more than Jozu. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I suck with counter units, but I don't know, man. I feel like Frankie is definitely like number 1 in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a like, subscribe, all that. But I think that's it, right? I did runner, attacker, and this is defender. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. And yeah, man, definitely it's a good series. Maybe I'll do this in like season 90 or something again when you have more new characters. But yeah, man, definitely catch you later though.